Oh, the stream. I think the stream's up. I don't think you can hear music. Yeah, that is. Alright. Let's watch this all unfold. But I saw it be socks. Socks. Yeah, I'm just making a program that will automate a spreadsheet for me. I'm just trying to figure out what I should do next. I should read in all this data. That's what I should be doing. So far, here's it. Here is it. Boom and boom. At one point, it read in this through the vector I had here. Oh, not that. The vector here holds. Oh no, it's not the vector here. It's the vector here. No, wait, no. Here it is. I just had it in here. I was just going data. And then I was like, that spits out all the data. So now I need to find a way. And add the file right here that all the data is saved in. Well, both of these are just the same file opened. So yeah, this is the way the data is actually being fed in. So now you need to find a way to filter out. The first objective is to filter out commas, so I can separate these into different columns and then put them underneath their, like, what's dates, what's humidity, what's the top temperature, bottom temperature, plant A through D, the fan, and grow light A through D. And then plant is just this object that I wrote here that has an age and a height, and my grow light is just what's vegetation and bloom. That's pretty straightforward. And then file IO just holds a couple functions that I'm writing. So right now, string to time is because I want to convert this string object in here eventually to a time, so I can do comparisons to see how much days it's been. That way I can get basically my plant age, if that makes sense. My plant age, because I can look at the dates. So this function right here, string to time, it's not written yet, but it's going to convert the string to a time t object, so I can do comparisons. And then up here, this is really easy. It's just a read to vector, which just basically I pass it a file. In this case, it's this. Eventually, I'm going to get the file to be passed in through command line. And this file basically is opened, read into a vector, and it returns the vector here, what is data. So data contains everything right now, basically. Yeah, because I go data equals read to vector file, it passes in its file. This does all the reading for me. I did a lot of the difficult stuff, so now a lot of this is just formatting through that data to organize to find out which goes to which column, and all that nice and good stuff. Yeah, all that good stuff. And then on my second monitor, I have a school project I did on file reading, so I can do a little bit of reading if I have to. I can look at previous code that I made before. This one was set up pretty similarly, except I was had to implement a binary decision tree into it. And what this does is take in basically what your cancer treatments from a cancer information from a spreadsheet, and then determine if it is benign or malignant, or if my program's not able to tell, and then sort them into those three groups and spit them out. What it does here: benign, malignant, invalid patients means I just didn't have the data to figure it out, and then the total patients processed with that's really simple. That's just the data dot size, because how many entries have been made in, and I think entries made in whenever a new line is detected. But the data is saved like this. It actually comes from a spreadsheet right here that holds it. So my goal is pass this in and then be able to spit out some new output. I should also create something for notes. So let me do that first. Get all my columns created. There's one more column. Object. Okay, this goes on my second monitor because that's just a reference for me to look at, so I can help myself with going through this. Okay. Using a standard string. I'm gonna call this. I want my program to spit out your humidity's too high, and stuff like that. Your humidity's too high, you have a too low temperature, this plant has been germinating for X days. Just small stuff like that that I want to pay attention to. And I am working with an already kind of kind of a boilerplate here that I made earlier. And then I did program headers, which just has, well, my name and a bunch of other information. Oh. Just what each purpose of each script is, okay. Whew. First, let me see how much columns I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 columns. So that means I'm looking on this. I'm primarily looking at this code here right now. So I had the total column count here, but I'm trying to figure out why I did my nested for loop here. I don't know why I did a nested for loop. It's been a hot second since I touched this code. And it's the exact same time. If temp does not equal that, temp step equals 10. And then string to int gets added into my parameters count, and my parameters is an array that holds the amount of parameters I need. But my parameter array is going to be strings because I'm working with strings and ints. Then I'll do that for later values. I can do that down here actually when I'm passing it to the respective objects. Whenever a count equals the max parameter. Okay. And then I put this into a loop because I have a character that is, oh, okay. Characters temp checks, okay, yeah. I see what I was doing. So we're gonna want a standard string object. Also, I'm not gonna be very active in chat this stream. I'm gonna just leave a note. I'm not know how to leave a note. You guys can just sit back and suffer string. I'll call it string. Oh no, new string 15. That should be it for that. Yeah. Let me just test, make sure this still compiles. I think that's how you do it in Java. That's like, it could be Java. Well, I know it's you. I think that just works actually. Yeah. That's good. That's good. You're gonna see me doing that a lot. I don't really code too much before I do a check to make sure everything's running. I just kind of go back and make sure everything's running. Oh no, size t is a better option because we're working with a vector here. And I think size t can hold anything in memory if I'm correct. I could be off on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So I have to use size t when I'm working with vectors. It's a good thing I'm doing this, okay? This is like, it's been a hot second since I've coded in C++, so this is kind of an icebreaker for me. Eventually I'm gonna speed up and get better. I just need this, I need this icebreaker to kind of help me get back into loop of things. It's been a second. It has definitely been a second. Okay. That's gonna equal data. J. Because our dividing, sorry, I'm listening to music while I do this. When I listen to music and I'm coding, I'm bad and I'm trying to describe this, it's just not working. So what I'm gonna do here now is I'm gonna check if my temp is not equal to this character, because this character means new line. So if it is, I'm gonna need to process that as like a whole new thing. So we know it goes date, top, top humidity, bottom temperature, top humidity, bottom temp humidity, bottom temperature, age of plant, the germinating, the size of the plant, the vegetation, all that stuff. All that stuff. So I need to keep track of all this stuff, but first I need to make sure that temp is not this. So that way I know I'm actually working with a piece of data that I want to save, pretty much. And here, I'm gonna create, I need a second temp, so I'll do it up here. It'll be a string called string temp. String temp. And then in here we'll make string temp equals temp. So then else if it is one of these, what do I want to do with it if it's one of those? Temp's a char. So actually what I want to do is I want to add it. That's what I'm doing here. I have to add each of them in here because I'm thinking it's doing one char at a time. So if we have like A, B, C, E, F, G, it's going to read these in one char at a time. So I want to add that to the stemp. Otherwise, if I just did equals, A would be overwritten with B, B would be overwritten with C, and then it would go, oh, new data here. E would be overwritten by F, and F would be overwritten by G as it reads, and we don't want that, so we actually want to add it to this. And the next thing you want to do is you want to check if my current count of objects is less than 11. Oh, not less than 11, less than 15. So I'm thinking about my other program. I made another program that had a parameter list of 11. This has a parameter list of, well, this has 15 different objects that I need to get information for. I think, wait, is it 15? It needs to be the same. I should actually keep, I think I have too little. How much columns is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So this is going to be 19, actually, because we have 19 columns. I'm just gonna, yeah, that note's good there, actually. That's 19, 19 of these we have to sort through. But anyways, if the count is less than 19, so I'm not at my max count yet, parameters. Well, I think now should be equal to 19 because there's 19 different parameters. And this is inside a string. That should be a string array, right? Yeah. Parameters with our current count. So this is the first parameter we're catching. The count would be equal to 0. because we'd be accessing the 0 element in here because there's 0 to 18 because elements are weird when you're working with an array. I don't really know if I'm watching this. One person is. Or one person did. Thank you for watching. Parameters count. It's going to equal data I. If that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, parameters count equals data I plus plus. And then we want to empty stemp. We want to have it make sure there's no values in there, so that way whenever it goes to the next column, it's not going to have A, B, C left in it whenever it goes to read E, F, G. Like that's what it looks like in the file. We don't want A, B, C after this. So after this shows up, we're going to erase whatever's in stemp, so that way it doesn't overwrite into whatever this is here. That we don't get. That we get like that. To the 20th, mostly because also me a odd time or two. But if this goes to the 20th, to the 20, not 19, so all those 19 parameters, I need to run that last 19th time to get the last value put in there. Otherwise, I'm going to be missing the last value. So now I think I can check. It's if count equals 20, because after it runs for that last 19th time, it's going to equal 8. This is whenever we want to actually store stuff. So parameters I guess I want to put this in a for loop, right? Zero I start length well I oh yeah let's put y is less than I plus plus, and here we're gonna go parameters I equals know, that's parameter is supposed to equal uh supposed to equal that's I think that fills them actually. It fills parameters. So in here we don't want to go parameters. We want to go dates. The first parameter inside the spreadsheet is this. So next thing we need to do is calculate our top humidity and our top temperature. What takes in an integer value. But this is kept with a percent sign, so I have to find a way to take that out. So I'm going to quickly look up c++.com. I'm going to look into the string class to see if I can find anything in here that could help me. Maybe there's like a remove function that lets me remove certain. I'm trying to think about it. Certain value. Append character to string, pushback, pop back, delete last character. That's actually really good because I think that's what I need to do here is I need to pop the back of parameters I on the second loop. Yeah. That means I don't think this is the way. I think I can manually put in my indexes. Date 0, parameter 0. And then top humidity. But then that's just gonna overwrite. That's gonna overwrite the first column with the second column, and the second column with the third, and the third with the fourth, and the fourth with the fifth, and the fifth with the sixth, and so on and so on. So that's not actually viable yet. Oh. I like when I click on a tab and it just closes everything else. It's great. I'm looking at Firefox to try to think. So this needs to be put into a for loop. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, but parameters is only going to equal 19. It's not going to equal the total size of the list. Unless I make parameters a vector. In that case, it's appendable, and then I make it read the full list. Right? Yeah. Data is a string, also. I should make that data. So I'm actually accessing the specific character inside that's held within data, not data size. I need the data character size. So for every piece of data in this, go through your first letter size. If it's not equal to this, set this to string temp. Oh no, it's temp plus equals string temp because temp's being equal to data here. Oh no, I had it right the first time. That gets equal to temp. And then if it is this, it's going to do another check that says count is less than 20. Because if it's more than 20, then that's just invalid data. I don't know why it's doing that. But first we have to check if count is less than data. If it is, that part of parameters, that string gets saved. The count goes up by 1, and the string gets emptied. So now the full string of the date is in parameters I. So that means I think I need to move this up here inside, not inside the J loop, but inside here. Remove this stuff. And then dates I equals parameter I, because this is still inside this loop. What? Once again, I don't know if that works. I don't know if that works. Yeah, it'll override it with count every single time count gets set back to 0. Where's count set to 0? Count set to 0 at the end of every loop. And then yeah, that's 1, 1, and then it goes 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, I think that works. Yeah, I think that works. Sorry, I was just tripping myself out. I have to look at my code every once in a while and stare at it for like a solid few minutes to make sure I haven't done anything. I should also do a compile test real quick just to make sure that there's no logic. Okay, no syntax errors. That's good. I was just making sure there's no logic errors. I think this logically works, but also, like, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm mistaken. So, 5 plus. Because if I starts off at 0 on the first loop, it's talking to dates 0. Oh yes, and it's talking to top humidity 0, but then it's not talking to parameters 0. I think the parameters part of this doesn't change ever. That's what's not going to change. And top humidity does need to be fed. That parameters 1 dot pop back. Because if we don't pop the back, what it's going to do is it's going to feed my program. It's going to feed it the percentage sign at the end of top humidity. And if I give it the percentage sign, my program freaks out and dies. And that's just no good. I can't do anything with a program that's going to freak out and die. So I have to do that dot pop back so I can take out the percentage sign so it doesn't freak out and die on me. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. Next, this is definitely if you're a learning program, I don't know, this is definitely not the most optimal way of doing this, but I mean, it should be good enough. It's definitely optimal. And then top temperature 2.
Mom, I just put it on the floor to the left.
Okay. Because if I don't pop the back on this one, the formatting is going to be fed the Celsius, and my program doesn't like Celsius, and I have to do the same with these ones too with bottom. So we're just gonna go 3 and 4. after this runs, I'm going to attempt. I'm not going to attempt doing plants yet because plants goes into my own separate object, and I need to do a lot more string manipulation. Because plants have something called germinating, like they're germinating and a bunch of stuff. Oh, Super is messaging. Yo, what's up?
Yo.
I'm right now writing. I decided to write my program on stream that helps automate my helps
Yeah,
automating the
I'm watching
documentation. It is
I'm
so.
watching your stream.
It is not. It is not like this is not optimal at all. You see this? You don't really want to do this, but I'm doing it because I can't figure out another way and I can't be bothered. And then in here I have these objects.
Hmm.
So right now I'm trying to read these files now and put them in their respective containers in here. But the problem is an integer can't take a percentage sign, otherwise my program's gonna shit itself. So I have to try get rid of all the percentage signs and all of these Celsius things as it's being fed through, otherwise I'm gonna get an error. And then I just realized I have this NA, so now I'm gonna need to filter out that too. And then germinating for anything plant related, but I can do NA. No read dead battery. I should just come up with something in case it can't find a piece of data. Maybe if it fails, I can just set it equal to 0. Yeah, I think that's the best bet. But first, I'm gonna see if my program will even. I highly doubt. Okay. Pop back. That's literally inside. Here, release last character.
Alright.
Str.pop back. Yeah, I'm doing parameters. What is a string object, right? Parameters is a string, and I'm calling on its element, and I want it to pop it back. I think this should be working, but it's not. Let's see. Void value. I'm afraid I don't know what this means. Void value. I'm just trying to figure out how this works and how it oh, erases characters from the string. Hold on. Sign, append, clear, replace. Okay, so that, yeah. Characters 10 through 8 get deleted. Or beginning plus 9. What's going to destroy the first 9? Oh no, because there's no comma there. It's going to destroy the 9th. But I don't know why it's not. It should just let me do pop back, because that's in here. Parameters to pop back. String dot pop back. Yeah, that's what it is. Void value not ignored as it ought to be. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? I already know the errors are. It's right here whenever I'm doing dot pop back. But I don't know what exactly the issue it's having with it is. I check it for a spell checker by copy and pasting from here. But yeah, it's definitely not spell checking error. So you try to do it, that's not gonna work. Unless I have to back, sorry.
Good.
Cannot convert standard string, basic string. It's top temp. Oh yeah, top temperature's a float. Okay. Dot pop back. And then I think string to float. I think that's it. I think that's something I can actually call. We'll see if I get one this first sign. First temperature's kept an int. String to int. Temperature. I still have 4 errors. Okay, so string to int's not working because pop back. But if I remove pop back, I think it's gonna give me no. Okay, let me check if there's a string to float. If not, I'm gonna have to maybe see if I can make one. A string to I. Let's see if there's a string to F. Converting string to float. There's string to float, that's good. Okay, so for this one, I will just do. I'll remove all the pop backs because clearly that's not gonna work. And I'll replace it with my strings to floats. What are you up to?
Nothing right now. I just wanted to see if that sound would play through the
Oh,
stream.
oh yeah, no, it is. Because the way my OBS is set up, that you're just on a different line. Like I have my gameplay, whatever is a full screen. I have desktop audio, so I can play Spotify in the background, but it doesn't interfere with the stream at all. But I can unmute, like I can unmute it. There's no music playing right now though, because I actually put it on pause because I can't listen to music and speak at the same time. I'm bad at that. String to int. Yeah, let's see what it's actually saving now. I equals. Just trying to consider how this is gonna look on this screen too. You should have the same size. Yeah, I should have that in there. Oh no. It it hasn't saved shit.
Mm.
It's not saving shit. It's supposed to be spitting out the values that's supposedly saving, but it's not saving anything. You know what that means? It's been a
What?
lie.
Mm.
It's all fucking. What if I remove this greater than 20 thing? How does it go now? Oh, I have to recompile. I'm gonna try to. At the end of this, at the end of that, it has analyzed one character. Yeah, at the end of that, it's analyzed one character. Dates is what I'm mostly shocked about, but that also means, I think this means. Let me check what's in parameters right after S temp
I
gets
just got
added.
$160 from the government, bro.
God damn. Some good shit. It's like a trip to Costco. I'm just thinking. What the fuck am I writing here? It's like it's not even going into my for loop.
Fortnite's getting fantastic foreskins. Fantastic foreskins.
Oh, Fantastic Four skins. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's great.
Fantastic foreskin.
Terrain. I just want to see if it gets where it's getting. Okay, it's actually just not saving any data. Oh, I don't think this if statement ever gets called because count never. No. Count equals to 0. Well, count is less than. Let's just do if. It's not that. It's that. Or if it is that, do that. See how that runs. Let's see, maybe I'm stuck in an infinite. I think I might be stuck in an infinite loop. Inside inner for loop, inside inner for loop, inside inner for loop. What am I doing to data here? I'm not adding anything to data, so I don't know how I get stuck inside my inner for loop. Setting. See if it gets out of the inner for loop ever. Exiting. Okay. Exiting. Inside inner for loop, exiting inner for loop, inside inner for loop, exiting, exiting, exited inner for loop, and then it ends. It doesn't, because dates.size equals nothing, but it should still be putting down dates. Does it say it exited outer? No, it doesn't. It only mentions outer, never mentions exiting outer for loop. I'm gonna see if anyone else is joining in the stream. Probably not. No. There's 2 concurrent viewers. I check in every once in a while in hopes that maybe someone who actually knows C++ joins. At least a better understanding of it than I have, because what I'm right now doing is very, like, just fucking not good. This is not good. I don't know why I'm not exiting my inner for loop. I mean, my outer for loop. I enter and I exit this a lot, then I think it saves all of this. But then it never completes. This line's also never called. We should say this a couple times. Entering outer for loop inside outer for loop. But it never gets past this first initial loop. Why? Exiting, so it finishes. Alright, then loops for the next character. But then it just ends. I don't understand. Why does it end? I don't know how I've trapped it inside the for loop because I don't edit data dot size or the string. Reads in D, then D1, then D1, then D1, 1, then D1, 1, 1, 1. D should read in reads in D, A, T, E, M. Time. You should read in the just the very top of it. Okay, well we already know that that has nothing, has bad values in it. So let me try starting at 1 inside my I index. So I skip the first column. Must be equal to numbers. Because S2 plus equals. That's what it's getting. I'm so confused by this fucking code. Yeah, that's about accurate for my code. Oh my god. That is about what I'm doing. Well, not really, but this is this is definitely not working. I can tell you that, but I don't know why it's not working. What's supposed to happen is this grabs the first letter, then it goes into this for loop, what grabs like the actual like the first line basically, and then this sorts through until it reaches one of these, because inside that represents a new column. So then it writes it to an array I call parameters, what basically just holds one column worth of data at a time. So that first it would read in well, I skipped the first line, but first it would read in 7725, then it'd read in this, be like, okay, new line, NA, okay, new line, NA, new line, and then so on and so on and so on. So in here, I would have expected to see 7, and then my second character would be a slash, and then this third one would be 7/7, 7 slash 7/7/7/7/2, 7/7/7/25. And then once we get to 25, it's supposed to wipe it. Like once it gets this whole data, and we hit one of these things, it wipes my stream temp because I no longer need to hold that value. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but no longer needs to
I don't
hold
know
certain
anything about
decimal.
coding, so
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you, bro.
yeah. That's the logic behind this. The code executes just fine. It's the logic behind it. Something's off in with my logic here. I don't know what I've done or how I've done. All I can say is I think I picked the most appropriate stream name.
Yeah.
The most.
Look at what I sent you.
Yeah, I seen the fucking.
If IP address, not a hacker. What does that mean?
I yeah, I've seen another meme similar to this where someone's just
I
like
don't know
I made.
anything about coding, and that just looks so
No,
pointless.
no, it is. It's the same thing as going like if you get like an int value like int a, and then you go like and you grab input for a, and then you just go if a equals 1.
Mhm.
It's the same thing as just doing this, and then going else
Oh,
if a equals 2.
so he's just really inefficient at writing code.
Yeah, I don't think that's actually his
But
code. That's definitely
he
the
worked for Activision Blizzard, so you
yeah.
know
Apparently,
we can't say anything about him.
yeah, I haven't seen his. I actually haven't seen his code before, so I can't really judge it. And to be fair, after looking at my code, I don't feel like I should be able to judge anyone's. But I can tell you right now, you could not trick me. Yeah, like there's no way he actually wrote this. There is no way. It is like that is actually like for context. If you want to find out if a number is odd or even, all you have to do is if a by modulus 2 is equal to 0. If it is, then A
But it's
is
okay.
even.
He's been in the games industry since 2004. He says he works at he's worked at Blizzard Entertainment, Amazon Game Studios, the United States Department of Energy.
Has he
Yeah,
actually?
totally. He's a game developer and a hacker. That's what he says. But
Yeah.
he apparently doesn't know anything about know very much about coding.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really watched any of his streams or any of his content. I just know he's controversial and that's about it.
Because the stop killing games thing, yeah.
Even
Which he's right about, by the way. We shouldn't own anything.
yeah, I don't know. From what I've been hearing on the outside, but once again, I've only gotten this through like very limited sources that are not viable. From all I've heard, he just misunderstood it, but then wouldn't own up to misunderstanding the whole movement.
Yo,
And that's pretty much that's pretty much just the whole drama is that he won't admit he's wrong.
literally.
But I'm like, I mean, to be fair, if you want to be hated just because you can't take criticism, I mean that's fair. Neither can I take criticism. That's why my code's so shit. Dude, I've been coding for like 8 years now, and it still looks like this. Mind you, like only some of those years have actually been good code. But here's a program I made to do a similar thing to this. Except I don't need this. This, I think, is actually really bad. I don't know what I was doing here. I don't know what I was thinking. Because here, I think I could just make that equal to 12, and then it would read in all the values, and then I wouldn't have to do this to read in the 11th value. I think that's what I'm doing, is reading in the 11th value, but I could be false on that. But if it's not
I like how he
anything,
calls himself Pirate Software, but does nothing but shill big game corporations.
I don't know, I don't know what he does. That's the big problem about the whole drama.
Oh,
I don't like I all I know is that he doesn't like stop playing games because yada yada yada. Let me actually go check him. Like I have zero clue what he actually does.
um, a lot of very bad takes.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh my god, this is not good. Wait a minute. Okay, that's not supposed to even be there. That's my file IO. This is like the reference. This is like the boilerplate that I've been looking at. But the problem is this is not a one-to-one. I can't copy this code and have it work because it's for a totally different program. That's just to be a boilerplate. You know what I think I need to do? I need to start again from the top because this shit. Oh my god, it was going on good. You could hear Plugus in the background. Meow 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 meow. He wants attention right now. Come on over here. You food, water. What else do you need other than to be on my lap? Yeah, Plugie. Hmm? You might be able to hear him purr or
Oh my
not.
god.
What?
Pirate Software responded to Stop Killing Games campaign surpassing 1 million signatures. I'm going to be honest with you. I hope your initiative gets everything you asked for, but nothing you wanted, and I'll leave it there.
What does that mean?
Bro, what?
Everything you asked for and nothing you wanted?
Yeah.
Basically, we stop playing games doesn't know what it's asking, pretty much. Is what I think that's what he's trying to say.
Hmm.
But I mean, oh, my cat's gonna step on the power
Someone
button.
made a Wojak of him, because of course they did.
I'm not too surprised. I think I'm. Oh my god, I need to reevaluate this whole thing. This is not working the way I intended it to. I just want. Okay, one thing at a time. For now, my first objective is to get all the dates implemented in. And I'm gonna get rid of all these. Not yet, actually. Let me see if it compiles. Run it. But it never exits this inner loop. I don't know why. Maybe that's if count is less than 19. Maybe that's what I need. Maybe I did need that here, because I have that there on the other one. Maybe that is necessary to actually go through the whole thing, but I don't think it is. No, it's not. Does nothing. Mainly up to here is what I could borrow from the. I'm gonna work with what I know works. You could definitely hear Plugus. He's being really loud.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
What's he saying?
I don't know, I just looked at the Elon Musk Twitter for like 2 seconds.
I don't actually use Twitter. I think that's why I'm kind of underneath a rock on a lot of like.
I don't really use it either. I check it like once. I have it, and I check it once in a while. But besides that, I don't actively scroll on it because I value my mental health.
I don't have it. I don't have Twitter. I haven't heard anything like good about it though. And when I
Yeah, nothing good comes from Twitter. You're probably better just staying
yeah,
away from it. You're not missing out.
like what I've
Keep
seen,
it that way. I'm gonna be for real.
I think the only thing I've seen about it is like people trying to send around a video of a cat being tossed into a blender, and I'm like, why this? Of all things to spread on Twitter, if all things Twitter could actually like feed me, it feeds me like, the one thing I would not want to see.
Yeah,
So,
Twitter used to have a really bad gore and
oh
cheese
my
pizza
God.
problem. I remember for a while.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
So maybe it is best I stayed away from there. I peeked my head out the hole
maybe
once, seen cats in
yeah.
blenders, and I was like, yeah, never again. I'm good. I don't know. Okay. Ignore all these other objects right now. So what this is gonna do is this creates stemp, what has a character, until it bumps into this. When it bumps into this, aka when it's not this, whenever we've got past our first column, I want to save because then it's going to exit. So I want to save that two parameters. I want to save stemp two parameters. I want to reset stemp to I feel like I should really make that. I'm gonna turn this into a vector because I feel like maybe I'm going out of the bounds, but it's not throwing an error sign. What's
You
like
know, in The Walking Dead, they got a sponsorship from Hyundai, and they had like a green Hyundai Tucson, which is like an SUV, throughout different episodes of the first few seasons.
I
And the
didn't.
whole thing was if there was a character in, like, they weren't allowed to damage the vehicle in any way. They basically always had to portray it well. So whenever there was a character inside the Hyundai, you
He's
knew they were
safe.
safe.
Yeah, he's good. He ain't die.
They're fine.
He's
They won't die in that scene.
just 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 wait till
The Hyundai was plot armor.
actually that's kind of funny. So I think I'm gonna end my stream here. I got 9 concurrent viewers and an average view time of like 6 minutes. Of course, when I say I'm gonna end the stream, someone taps in, but I I oh my God, no, stemp is equal
I think what's
to
even funnier
I was
is that car didn't
yeah.
enter like mass production until like a year after the show started.
Oh my God. I think I know what the problem with my
So
code is. So you know how I made those like chocolate edibles? I was taking them out of the mold. And when I
yeah.
was taking all the molds, one of them like cracked, like one of them was like had too much milk. So I made like a fudge basically. There's edible fudge here. But the fudge was in the
Mhm.
molds. I was peeling it out of the molds. And I seen like a little bit. And I'm thinking like maybe I could eat a little bit of like fun, I mean, a little bit of it is on my hands. What's the worst thing? I think it's like that was like about like 2 hours ago.
Oh no.
So I think that's why. Like I think if I tab into the start of the stream, my code was actually kind of coherent. I think it has actually been a downward spiral this
Oh
whole
no.
stream. So I might quit while I'm ahead.
Mhm.
But
It's not a bad
first.
idea.
But first, I just
The
want to get
Zomboid
this
server's
running.
back up.
I know, I just haven't been feeling zomboid, but Maybe I'll hop in there for once. I need to
I
hop in
just
again.
I want to get my metalworking up and finish that car project I'm doing. I have to get to level 5 metalworking, and I think we just got the refill propane tank mod. So I'm gonna go out on a little propane,
Oh
little
yeah.
metalworking raid.
I
Just assemble cars, car wrecks. That's what I've been working towards.
and I'm stuck in the loop again. I don't know why this loop doesn't end, but I'm gonna just push this inside of this to see if this gets called even. No. It's literally inside inner. I think it's because I think dates I is an issue. I think it needs to be dates count. No. Yeah. No. But then when I equals 2, that's the second line. Yes, we're reading the second line, so dates I does make sense. What doesn't make sense is why it's not exiting this for loop. I don't think that line should be repeated a bunch of times, but I think for some reason it's infinitely looping here, but I don't know what's causing it to infinitely loop. Because it's not like I'm actually altering the the data there. I'm just reading it and copying it down to a temporary variable, and then I'm working with those variables, but that should not have any impact on oh, no. Does string use size or length? Because string uses length. Size type equals size t, that's good. I guess I can try string.length and see if that makes a difference. Compiles. Exiting inner loop. And before that, I was doing size. Let's see if it exits inner loop when I do size. It does. Okay. It doesn't look like. What am I doing? Yeah, okay. Flip down here. For length. Your exits inner loop. That should be down there. But it doesn't exit the outer loop. It's just never finding that character. Because it should be finding this character. Let me find. Oh,
Mm.
eating in that though. It's constant to. 10 equals theta ij. J equals 0. So that means the first element of I. See what temp gets equal to. Okay, yeah, so the program's working as intended, but the data it's getting is not valid. But I don't know why, because that should be a char. It should be getting characters here, not integers like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And then data gets a 4. So if I do a for loop before, print all data, I'll do that real quick after you read the file before I do anything else. I'll then go So this is exactly what the vector's reading. So why is it getting 1? I will own nothing and be happy. Oh my god. Why am I getting... Let's Google that. What I'm doing is I'm reading vector as vector into string. Is that what I'm getting? I'm reading it into char. Of strings into char resulting in only numbers. Three strings. That's right. This should just be working. I don't know why this is just returning a bunch of 1s and stuff, especially when the file does not look like a bunch of 1s. Then it goes to 4, so it's reading in something. I just don't know what. So at the whatever's at data I, so the first line, and then J is whatever character we're reading. So character 0 is 1, characters 2 is 1, characters 3 1, characters 4 1, characters 5 1. Well then let me go into this directory and let's launch test and see how it does. Test.txt. That was what I did to first test to see. Printing data, test. This is the test of a test. That's how tests, that's tests, how far we can test. Oh, how I love tests. The tests, yes, tests. And it's getting T. And the next one would be an H, but it's getting T again. And then the next one's supposed to be an I, but it's getting O. TTOH. Okay, I see what it's doing. I see what it's doing. It's grabbing the first character of data. But then it grabs the first character, second line, first character, third line, not first line, second character. So that means that because I'm fucking doing I++. That was supposed to be G++. Oh my god. J++. I spotted my error. And it was such a tiny error. Oh my god. I put I instead of J inside my second loop. So instead of reading what I was supposed to, I basically read D, then read 1, 1, 1, 1, 4, 6, 2. Oh, that makes so much fucking sense now. Oh, okay, I see what my program did, and I see what I did. And I got it. It only took me 2 fucking years, but I fucking got it. Oh, greatest developer to ever live. Oh my god. Alright. Alright, yeah, that's great. This is a test of a test, and there we go. So now it's reading that properly. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to go back into my file and go back to reading the spreadsheet. And I need to let it read properly. It needs to actually read this, not the first character. I was reading the first characters. I need to read this all. I need to read all of this. Okay. Now I can click. Oh, if I can remember where I am in my lines here. Okay. So now that's going to equal proper. I can delete that. I can delete that. And I can delete that. Yes. Okay. Count plus plus. Because, yeah, parameters is equal to count. And that's whenever you get a word. And then dates gets equals to parameter 0. And then I want to
You're
my dates.
quitting
Okay.
while you're ahead, bro.
No, you don't understand. I got it. Wait, no, I didn't get it. That's all the data. That's all the data. I need to... I've almost gone. I said I was gonna quit what I had, but like a gambler, once I get ahead, like I can't stop. Screen is not
Yeah.
too much clear. Okay, I need
I
a
just
new...
realized there's a massive ass bend in my desk from my monitor.
Is my screen like really... I think my screen's really bad on this stream, so I'm gonna try just to increase my text size to see if that will improve viewability of all of that. Okay. So here, I want to get rid of... I want to remove this fully. Debugging. The vector data. Just lets me see what's inside that vector with all the data. And then what I want to do is I want it to exit inner loop. I don't want to print out my parameters. I want my dates to be equal to parameters I. Char as temp equals temp. I think it should work as long as it exits out of this loop. If it doesn't exit out of the loop, then I don't know what the issue is. Oh, wait, data I length, yeah. When j gets bigger than data I length, I want to leave. I just want to also see out this one loop. Data I length. Times timeline character in there and finish that off. Just so that way I know how much time to choose, but I'm gonna recompile. Forgot to mention that was standard. Now this time, when I fix this, then I'm gonna quit when I'm ahead. But most gamblers quit before they win big. Oh. This will loop 115 times. Well, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, wait, yeah. So it's assuming this is 115 characters here. But then it ends and it kills itself. I don't know why it's doing that. No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. But why is it not looping? Why is it doesn't mention it's crashing though. That's the biggest issue. The screen is not much clear. Let me open this up on my full screen. Yeah, this might be a little bit better for actually readability of what I'm trying to do here. But why? Why does this, of all things? 51. Yeah, it has the standard library now attached to it. It doesn't struggle to run at all. It's running perfectly fine. I just don't know why it's not exiting my loop. This shit got me goofy.
This shit got me goofy.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to. This shit goofy. I don't know how this is supposed to function. Oh my god. Are you tabbed into the stream?
Not currently. Hold on.
Oh, do you have a tab of it open in the background?
I thought you closed it down, but now I have it
No, I
open. Yeah.
didn't. Oh my god, man. What I was doing, the error I was running into, when I read the file, I was reading this, and then this, and then this, and then that, and then all of these, and I was wondering why I was getting a bunch of random numbers on my screen. It's because I was reading the first character in each thing, but now I'm trying to read every character, like, separately, and now the program's having a whole other spasm about it, and I don't know why. It says it's supposed to loop 115 times, what means there should be 115 chars in the first line. Well, that looks about right, because I don't want to manually count it. Let me see if I can just find a char counter online. Char counter. Because chars also count, like, space and everything. 115 characters, so yeah, that should loop 115 times. There's also 30 words in one line, but that's definitely false. I mean, yeah, okay. 115 characters, that actually, yeah. So it got that right. So then why does it fucking just add the program without doing any of this stuff down here? Okay, let me just get... I just want to see if it's saving that. And then I'm gonna end the stream. If this works properly, I'll end the stream. Because I've been streaming for about an hour and 40 minutes. I should probably... That works. Like, really well. That's exactly what I want. Okay. So then, I'm gonna go... Oh my god. I hate having to compile this. Row would be a better name for this top column anyways. This should be, I should probably call this row, not parameters. But it doesn't print past this line. But I need that line to be there. Yeah, well, after we do this once, we break out of the first loop. And then after the first loop, we just break. And then it should just print a single, it should run the for loop a single time. But it should still be printing what's down here. It doesn't, what happens at parameters? If it's crashing, it would, it should be throwing an error. Well, it should be throwing an error at the compile if it's a syntax error or something. But then for it to just say step equals that and then not print down here, like, well, what happens on 63? Can it print anything before 63? How do I put something on line 63? This one. I think I can only print things before line 60, or no, 64, before that executes, but I don't know why my program crashes. Yeah, my program crashes directly at this point. Why it's doing it, I do not know yet. But that's the current issue I have to fucking face. Oh my god. So there's nothing wrong with this fucking code. There's nothing wrong here. It should just be running perfectly fine. Then count gets plus by 1, and then it saves it in parameters 2. Right? Yeah. So it saves it in temp. And then oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here because this is just a nightmare.